Greetings everyone. So in this section, you are going to learn how to model a train wheel in SolidWorks, and with this you don't have to know anything about the software because it's beginner friendly and it's hands-on. So you are basically going to learn how to model a train wheel in SolidWorks, and that'll be what we'll be talking about. Yep, so I just opened SolidWorks for the first time. So if you also open SolidWorks, you are going to have this welcome dialog box where you are going to have a lot of things going on. You have access to your recent documents, stuff you've recently worked on. But if you've not done any projects in SolidWorks, it will be blank for you. Recent folders, stuff you've kept your stuff in, folders you've kept your models in. Yeah, so basically in SolidWorks, we have three types of documents. We have the part documents, we have the assembly documents, and we have the drawing documents. So in the part document, that will be what you'll be using. We'll be using the part documents and assembly documents. So in the part documents, we model our parts and we assemble them in the assembly documents, and we create a detailed drawing on our parts in the drawing document. So we are going to use the part document. Just click on the part document over there. So if you're already in the software, you can also use Control N and just double click on parts or assembly or drawing, any document you want to use. So I'll talk about some of my settings or my tweaks in the software. So let's move on to options. You just click on options. So in the options menu, you'll see that in the general I've I've checked enable freeze bar. So this is the freeze bar. It basically freezes or locks my features or my sketches, so that someone who doesn't know more about the feature won't be able to modify my sketch, yes, or my features. And also we have a sketch here. This sketch section, I've checked auto rotate view normal to sketch plane on sketch creation and sketch edit. So what this does is that anytime I select any plane or any face, it becomes normal to me and I just sketch on it. Yeah, when I'm about to create a sketch or edit a sketch, you just make it that way for me. So you can just check and see the settings I've done, and you can do same to yours. And also colors, this what has made my interface this way. So I've just changed my background color from light, which is the default one, to medium. So you can also switch that and you have a nice interface like this. Yeah, so now let's talk about the unit system. So I'm using millimeters over here, millimeters, grams, second. You can switch to any of these by just toggling over it, right? So I'm just toggling on it to, yes, switch it. You can go deep and edit dimensions or edit document units. So if I want to change the decimal places from 2 to 3, I can just do that here, but I'll just stick into 2. Yeah, so with a dual dimension length, that is basically an option in SolidWorks here. It's basically compares to dimensions. So let's say if I'm working in millimeters and I want to know the equivalent dimension in inches, I can just use the dual dimension and it will check that. Or if I'm modeling in inches and I want to see the dimension in millimeters, I can just do that and just switch. But we are not doing that in this section. Yes, so just let me just close it. So basically this is my tweaks and these are my settings. So yes, to start with, everything you're going to do anytime you're modeling in any CAD software, you just have to know your orientation. Orientation is very important. So I'm not going to use fully defined sketches, as you saw that over here. So I'll be using fully defined sketches, but I've unchecked use fully defined sketches here, so that even if the sketch is not fully defined, we can still apply our feature. And the orientation is very important, as I said, in SolidWorks or any CAD software. So I want the wheel to be oriented this way. I just hit Ctrl+7 to just switch to isometric view. So in the isometric view, I want the wheel to be oriented this way. And you can also choose to make it orange this way depending on whatever you want. So let's just start our model. So I just clicked on sketch, and after clicking on sketch, I clicked on the top plane and clicked on sketch. So this is not that difficult. You can also do same by just clicking on the right plane and move to sketch and just click on the sketch. I'll do that again and I'll take my time to talk more about that one. So as I'm modeling, please pay attention to the relations, right? So this is our origin, right? This is our origin, and that's where I'm starting my model from, so that will be defined or have a fixed point or a starting point. So here, this relation, the one underneath the pencil, right, the small pencil, is showing coincidence. So it's showing coincidence. It means it should stick together. They are coincident, more like a mate that way. And the next relation is horizontal. This is a horizontal relation. It's showing that this line is horizontal. This is vertical. This is also horizontal. A vertical one, horizontal, horizontal, and this is angular. You see the angle between it. Yeah, so basically SolidWorks is just tracking what I'm doing. So I'm just sketching the outline, and I'll later dimension it to become the wheel we want to model. Let me just make this and this vertical. So I just added a relation here. Let me just make this line. Yes, and I'll just select this and make a construction. Smart dimension from here to here to be 50. And let me just pull some stuff. So because this is not fully defined, I can just be pushing it and pulling it to suit my preference. Right. Yes. So after this, let me continue to add the dimension. So smart dimension, and what I'm doing here is just zooming in and zooming out. I'm using the middle mouse button, the scroll wheel, just zooming in and zooming out to just do that. Yeah, so this is 8. This dimension is 8. From here to here is 25. From here to here is 6. This length is 6. And from here to here is 8. So I'm going to add another relation, and this relation is to make this line and this line collinear. Yeah, so in SolidWorks, don't be scared with this, okay? You are still on the right track because you've not fully defined your sketch. Don't be scared at all. So I just zoom in to make it a little bit bigger. So this 80. What's really going on here? This is also 8. So I made a wrong dimension here. So just delete this dimension. If you did the same, just delete this dimension, and it's supposed to be from here to here. Should be our 8. Yes. So now clear. Make from here to here. This dimension is no, I didn't dimension this. So you just select this dimension and delete it. So from here, this point to this point is 2.5. It's this way instead. From here to here is 40. The entire radius, you see. Then I'll just pull this down a little bit, pull this a little bit. Yeah, so I'm almost done. So this dimension from here to here is 3. From here to here is 3.5. And I'll add the dimension from here to here, and this is 0.105. So 105. We can just use a simple mirror technique. You select everything together with the construction line, hit mirror, and SolidWorks will automatically mirror everything for me. But I want to show you something. Sorry, I hit Control S instead of Control Z. I want to show you something. If you are mirroring, if you want to create a mirror entity in a sketch, you can select the sketch entities and also select the plane you want to mirror about within the sketch. Mostly we use sketches for entities, mirroring of entities, but you can also use planes in the software. So you can use a plane in the software, and this keep visible is pushed or is active. So I'll be active in this mirror feature for a while until I close it. So it's also a good tip. You can also use that any feature you're in, you can just look out for this pin and just make sure it's active. Right? Yeah, so basically that's it. And also you could see that anytime I'm in a feature, the feature is not appearing here. By default, it should be this way, right? Yeah, but mine is this way. So what I did is, that's what I just did. I just dragged the property manager from the its actual location and position it here, and it tells me a lot. I have access to stuff on the feature manager tree and access to stuff on the property manager tree as well. Let me just close it, and I'm going to apply the revolve feature. In the revolve feature, I can just apply it while I'm in the sketch, or leave the sketch, exit the sketch from this confirmation corner and apply the revolve feature. So it's just the same thing. You can do it any way you want, and SolidWorks has automatically selected this center line as the axis of revolution, and that's not what we want. So we just delete it or clear it. It will do the same thing, but just that with the clear selection, it clears multiple entities, and the delete will delete just an entity. We take note of that too, and just hit the actual axis we want. So if we want to mirror contours like this, we see it will make the construction element a little bit like an entity, and it will use that as a contour. So I'm going to let me apply the clear selection so that you see it here. So you see I selected two contours. I'll just clear it from here, right? And you see it just cleared everything. And let me just delete this. So sorry, let me apply the two so that you see it. Delete, or just delete one, and clear will clear everything. And also I'm going to use the sketch, so I'm not going to use any contours. I'm just going to use the open contours, or the area covered in this actual sketch. So just check that, and everything is done. So I'm almost done with it. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Yes, let's edit our sketch. I made a mistake somewhere over here. So there's supposed to be a cutout somewhere. So let's quickly edit it. I'm going to delete this. Yes. And oh, sorry. Let me just start some trim, basic trim. So I'm just zooming in using. Yeah. I know. Yeah, so let me just talk a little bit about this trim. So with this power trim, anytime you trim this way and you want this line to come back, maybe it was a mistake, you just hover the mouse on the red to bring it back. You see, it's also a good tip, so you can just stick to that, and then from that one too. Yeah, so there's a cutout over here. Let me quickly do that from here to here, and then here, right? A little bit cut out, and the dimension is 1.5. Come on, I forgot. 1.5. Because of what I want to do, let me instead make this line and this line horizontal, collinear, sorry, and just delete this line and make sure I drag this, I delete this one. So if I delete it, it will delete the entire length. I'll just trim this off, and this is not fully defined, so I just drag this to this and make sure everything is fully defined, and apply my mirror feature. Select everything again. Sorry, select everything. I don't want to waste time on this. Select everything. Yeah, sorry, cancel, and check that, and I'm back with it. Yeah, so you can modify your sketches anytime you make a mistake. You can just do that as fast as you can, and everything will be fine. So we are going to add some fillets, and this fillets feature will be some basic fillets. So I'll make this fillets feature. I'll just click on the fillets feature on the feature tab, and click on fillet. So I'll just check this. I want to apply several fillets while the fillet feature is still active. So the first fillet feature will be 1.5. I'll select this, check that. I'll select the next one too is 1.5. Select this, select that, and the rest are 2 millimeters. Select this edge, select that edge, check that. The main reason I'm using this technique is that I first tried selecting all the radius that belong to 1.5, but it still didn't work. So what I'm doing is I'm just rotating it. I'm using the middle mouse button. So you just use the middle mouse button, you scroll in, you scroll out to, you scroll down to scroll in, and you scroll out. So you just scroll to see what you are really doing. So if I position the mouse here, I'm scrolling down now and it's zooming out, scrolling in and zooming, scrolling up and zooming in. Okay, yeah. So the next one is it's to this and this. Yep. The next one is also to, so that will be, no, it's not that face, it's this and this and 5. So the last is just select these 2 faces and we are done with this fillet feature. Just cancel the feature, hit Ctrl+7, and we are almost done with our wheel modeling, but we'll be adding some appearance and I want us to write some things on this wheel. So, yep. So I want us to create a folder for these features so that we can organize whatever we've done. So you just click on, because this feature fillet 1 to fillet 6 is making it a little bit some way, and this is also the rollback bar. You just roll back and it will make it, suppress that feature, and freeze tree, this will just lock it this way, so you'll have this symbol, it will be locked. Yeah. So let's just create the feature from here to here, right click on it, new feed, new folder, just fillets. Click on this face, you click on it, select sketch, visibility to this, convert entity. So we are now active in the sketch tab. You click on convert entity and you click on this edge for construction and you just check that, or better still, you can also click on that edge. I don't know whether the edge was seen, so let me just undo that feature. So this is the edge I'm talking about. You see the outer one and the inner one, the one that is currently highlighted. You just click on that one, you click on convert entity and you click on that sketch again, then you make it for construction. Check that, Ctrl+A to make it normal to us. Right click, hide it, and I'm going to write a test on this. So sketch test, on the sketch tab you see the sketch test, you click on that one, select this, Ctrl+B. I've already written this, so it's just software use SolidWorks, so you can also make it your own, but you can use your name, maybe designer, then write your name. It's also good that way. So you can see that it's not oriented out the way we assume it should be. We are just going to flip the direction, flip vertical and flip again. So just check these to see whether it's orienting the way you want it to be, and you can just use this just like Microsoft Word. You want to check the alignment. I'm cool with this. So use document fonts. You just check the fonts. I'm going to make this 2.5 and let's make it this way. Just check this, check that, and you make use of the warp feature. I'm going to use the warp feature, so I now have to make this body now active again. So I'll make sure I've selected the sketch, and on my feature tab I'll click on the wrap feature, and you make sure you've checked scribe. So we have the boss, emboss, deboss, and scribe. So the emboss will just extrude to some thickness we specify here. The boss will cut, scribe will just write it on its face. And this is for spline surfaces, and this is for just a face like I've selected. And select this face, the face we want to split on. So one tip too I'll give to you is that this is a tip or a trick. Anytime you're applying a feature in SolidWorks and you get a preview, it means it'll work. If you don't get a preview, it won't work. Yeah, so I'm getting a nice preview on it, it means it'll work. I'll just check it and wait for a while for everything to be done. So after this feature, we add some appearances to it as fast as we can. Then move on to the modeling of the wheel and the modeling of the ballast, and assemble them together and perform our animation. Ctrl+7 to make it isometric. Switch to this, and you can see we have a nice writing or a nice scribe on the face we selected. Yes, we are now moving on to the tax pane. This is our tax pane. This is our tax pane. So the tax pane, what is, if you are not seeing the tax pane, it means you just position the mouse pointer on the SolidWorks icon here. Click on view, or you don't even click on it, you just position the mouse on it. So you position the mouse on view, user interface, and you make sure tax pane is active. So if it's not active, you make sure you make it active. Yeah, so I just click on appearance on it, appearance, metal. I'm going to use metal, this and this. I'm going to make it the whole body. Okay, let me go over it bit by bit. So appearance, then you click on this arrow on the metal, then you click on copper, then we select brushed copper. This is just an appearance. It doesn't mean the wheel is made out of the copper. So I just want this appearance. I just like it. Then the next is applying the some black appearance. So we come to painted, right? This painted, sprayed, then black sprayed, black spray paint. Then I'll add it to this. It's not that, so we go back again. Anytime you make a mistake, you go back again and do that. So I want it to be on the wrap feature. Oh, sorry. So let's just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so this time it's on the wrap feature. So I'll just copy this appearance, click on the face, and this is called the breadcrumb. And on the breadcrumb, I select copy appearance, and I'll now click on these faces, the black faces. Just paste. Do same for the other side. So if it's your name, you make sure you do the right thing and it appears very nice. I'm just zooming in and zooming out. So I'm done. And I'll just copy this black appearance to and paste it here. So first will be the fillet feature, so that it will be reflecting over there. Another paste on the feature, and another paste. Sorry, I copied instead, so I have to copy again. Copy this black, paste and paste on this face, on that face, paste on that face. So paste, 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 paste on that face, paste on that face. Yes, and I think everything is cool now. Everything is settled. Yeah, so basically we are done with our first parts model. I want to use the multi-body modeling technique, and we are going to model a lot of parts or a lot of components in just this part. So I hit Control S to save it. I'm going to replace this with this. So you just hit Control S, you create a folder. You can create a folder on the desktop and you save it, and everything will be fine that way. So see you in the next video when we talk about how to model the real. Okay, see you in the next.